What sucks about X-Men 97, which I cannot stand and I just really hate and despise, is the fact that X-Men 97 season 1 is officially done. It sucks, I hate it, I want more. There's rumors that apparently that it might be pushed back, well, pushed forward to the end of this year, that they might initially actually release season 2 due to basically the hype, the demand that initially the fans, we have given Disney, who own Marvel, to actually push this particular project forward to the end of 2024, which I would love 100%. The show has been amazing, intense, emotional, but the best thing that I loved about X-Men 97, it was a grounded show. Usual government hate mutants, mutants initially trying to, of course, war against the Sentinels, Sentinels warring against, of course, initially the mutants. You know, the mutants trying to live in peace with, of course, initially humanity, and there's the politics that surrounds that, which has been around the X-Men comic book universe and movies for a very, very long time. But I love the fact that it was a grounded X-Men series. Like, there was no multiverse, there was no crossovers, there was no other characters that interfered basically into this particular series. Yes, we saw initially cameos, yes, we saw appearances, yes, we saw dialogue between Captain America and Rogue and so forth, but they never really intervened and actually, you know, intervened into this particular series, which is beautiful and amazing. It was sick. I mean, every episode was done well, produced well, written well. It had twists and turns. Who thought Gambit was going to die, huh? Who thought Gambit was going to die? Who thought we were going to see a rift between Team Magneto and Team, initially, of course, Xavier? They set up so many wonderful things in this particular initial show. They gave us that beautiful arc in the comics where Magneto rips the adamantium out of course, literally Wolverine, which could set up basically, of course, him being Wolverine, potentially being part of the Four Horsemen, Team Apocalypse, with initially, of course, the post-credit scene we saw at the end of season 1, where we see Apocalypse with Gambit's card. We all know that Gambit is coming back to be Team Apocalypse, the Four Horsemen, and so forth. So that is going to be very cool and a very, very nice segue to what potentially could be in season 2. But that moment that we saw basically when Wolverine had his adamantium ripped out was friggin' intense. Again, that could set up a solo Wolverine series where initially he's going through basically, you know, the X-Men universe with no adamantium, just like he did pretty much in the comics. We saw that dope ass scene. We see Charles Xavier shutting down, of course, the mind of Magneto. And of course, in the comics, that is the entry point, the origin story for the man they call Onslaught. It was so good, man. It was so dope. And it was nice to see the transition in how the animation was prior in the 90s to now. And to be honest, it looks 1,000 times better. Of course, the old animation was based on Jim Lee's artwork, which, you know, I love and adore because he's a dope ass artist. But this particular series the animation was sick. Like episode 5, remember it, right? The animation in that episode was friggin' bananas and crazy. Did you see the way Gambit was running up to that Sentinel? It was like the animation and energy was straight out of like a Dragon Ball Super, an anime manga friggin' scene. The energy, the tone, the coloring, the intensity. I was like, right, these guys actually went in. Like the scene that we saw basically when we found out Jean Grey's clone. When she switched it up and became, I believe, the Goblin Queen. But that whole scene where she was fighting Magneto, the animation was sick. When she switched up and became who she was, the animation was sick. For you that know or don't know, the X-Men 90s cartoon was the entry point for me actually reading Marvel comics. That was the first thing I consumed back in the day. And that got me introduced into X-Men, you know, and that got me more engrossed into Marvel. The X-Men 90s show was the entry point to me actually getting into initially Marvel comics. So watching this, it gave me flashbacks when I was a kid going to like the shops buying. So when I was watching X-Men 97, I was like, Jesus, kind of sick. I was like, oh my gosh, I loved it. And it was so cool. And they done the characters justice, by the way. The thing that I really enjoyed about also X-Men 97 was the fact that it wasn't about Wolverine. It was about the whole team. They done Cyclops justice. The way Cyclops was done was 1,000 times better than he was done basically in the prior Fox universe. 100%. Like, it was focused on the X-Men. Each character had their own entry point, and it was based upon a team, which was really, really, really great. And one of the sickest thing they did, right? One of the sickest thing they did in X-Men 97, right? When Cyclops in the last episode, he blatantly did the optic blast in Marvel vs. Capcom. I was like, chill, my guy, like Cyclops. Sick. That was straight up a dope ass friggin' Easter egg, man. So initially, that's my thoughts on X-Men 97. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts, fan theories of season 2. Do you like the show? Don't you like the show? What are your ratings from, 1 to 10? Let me know in the comments down below. Click, like, share, follow, subscribe. And of course, I'll see you guys in a bit with a brand new video. Peace.